gentlemen, start your engines!
All right, boys, let's go racing there. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
New leader, Clint Boyer. Montoya led here for only the second time in his career. Here is the pass. And Darrell, every significant pass we've seen tonight has been diving to the inside.
Yeah, well, that's what you do. You want to get that guy's attention. You want to put that fender right there up next to his left rear. Makes him wonder if he ought to cut down in there or not. Gives you a little room and you can make the pass.
Boyer, good example of the first of our UPS. And breaking into the top 10 comes Kyle Busch, who started 20th.
That's a pretty nice pickup.
Yeah, I'm watching his lap times, and he's the only car running in the 22-second bracket right now. He's made up 10 spots in those 32 laps, 3 and 4.
I keep waiting for guys to move up a little bit. That will happen, and there will be a second groove, and you can sometimes sail by on the outside.
There is a yellow line painted all the way around the racetrack, but it's advisory. Not like Daytona and Talladega, where we were last time on Fox.
That right there was, I give. Go ahead.
Clint Boyer opened that door just enough, said, you know what, just go right over.
You know, we talked in the pre-race show about a crew chief swap with this 11 and the 20. And I said, yeah, well, it might be a good thing. Here's something I remember from an owner back in the day. He called the crew chief and driver in, and he said, let me tell you two knuckleheads something. You either start working on the car and get your act together, or you're both going to be looking for a job. That particular driver went on to win 12 races and a championship that year.
Danny Hamlin.
How about 4 wide down the front straightaway here?
Door open, door closed.
I like that analogy.
Good stuff, man. That's what this track's so. That's why drivers like this track. I got a chance. Look at 11. I got a chance. I got a chance. I got all 3 of these guys at one swoop.
Boy, Bobby Labonte in that 47, look, he almost got our leader Denny Hamlin with one swoop right there as he got against Stewart and then goes down low.
Hamlin said he needs just a little bit of help in the center, and that will help his exit. They're going to make a small adjustment on the right rear and go for 4 tires. And regarding the crew chief rumors, Denny Hamlin said this week, Mike Ford is my man.
We got trouble
What
right here.
in the world happened to Juan Montoya?
I'm going to say that the back of that car met that part out there that it wasn't looking, or didn't want to, with a little help.
That's a lot of damage to our pole sitter.
Now, Newman, if I'd have been Newman, I'd have given the 42 a little more room, let him slide in. It's not really that far up, and what a great shot. But you can also see Newman's brakes were glowing a little bit, like he tried to woe up and couldn't.
That'd be Kyle Busch with Clint Boyer side by side on the front row for the restart. Denny Hamlin with Mark Martin, Kane and Gordon, Newman and Edwards, Vickers and Truex, the top 10 of 24 lead lap cars. 3 wide off into the corner.
Yeah, the restart master, he didn't waste any time in shooting out to a pretty comfortable lead off turn 2 down the back.
And there's still 3 wide in the middle. Edwards on the outside, Kane in the middle, Newman on the bottom, Vickers and Truex all under a blanket.
We saw the big one right there in turn 3 a couple years ago here by this same kind of action.
Boy, and Carl Edwards just had nowhere to go, stuck on the outside.
I don't know, I'd rather be on the outside and stuck in the middle, I think.
Still 3, buddy. Still 3. No hold. Still 3. Still 3. Barely. Still 3. Still 3.
And boy, Carl Edwards' troubles continue. He restarted 8th, dropped all the way back to 19th as we saw, and just got a boot from Jimmy Johnson.
Let's see what the 5-time had to do with this.
Jimmy Johnson, the 48, actually got real loose. He couldn't even get to the 99 right there.
Whoops.
Got to him right there, though.
Whoops.
You wouldn't know these two are teammates, Darrell, the way they're going at it.
Well, we know the guy we're riding with, Kyle Busch. He doesn't see a teammate. He sees a guy that's trying to take the lead. We're looking at a guy in that 11 car, Denny Hamlin, wants a win so bad, especially at his home track of Richmond.
Yeah, There'll be some radio transmission here before too long about, hey, teammate. I thought we were teammates.
I think things got a little too fast, too furious there in Robbie Gordon's pit.
And you can almost probably bet what happened is one of those hot lug nuts got into that spilled fuel and it just ignited.
Well, let's see here.
Oh, there's all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff falling out from there on fire.
Well, a lot of times at a short track, you'll get pieces of tire rubber, and that had a little bit of fire there on pit road. Then when he took off and that little bit of fuel spill.
Right there was a lug nut right there, and when it rolled into the fuel there, you're exactly right. Gordon is there. He's right to the back bumper of Kyle Busch. Looks to make the dive inside, and he's got room. Busch gives him plenty of room on the inside.
Yeah, I think it's Jeff Gordon's time right now. We're halfway. The old wily veteran guys, they usually like to make a little move around halfway.
And that was the halfway lap. 200 to go. Track racing's best, almost from different eras, as Busch puts it back in the wind.
I don't know if that battle's over with or not.
Nope. Here comes Jeff on the inside. They keep this up for too long. Denny Hamlin's going to be right there with them.
Yeah, Clint Boyer, Casey Kane, they're all lined up here. Mark Martin. You know, remember I told you that a guy that really liked Boys Have At It drove the 42 car? He just sort of had at it right there. Or actually, I think he just had it right there.
Well, if he had it, Ryan Newman got it.
Yeah, that picture right there pretty much tells the tale.
On the tires, he didn't get going like he should.
Truex on the bottom, 3 wide, hits on.
Still 3 wide, still 3 wide.
And look at Jeff Gordon in that 24 car. He wants some action.
Trouble turn 2. Jimmy Johnson gets into
Logano.
I think that's Logano.
Well, it's Logano into the wall. And we're under caution for the 4th time tonight.
48 down under the 20. Turns 1 and 2. 48 pushes up. Bam. Right into the left rear of the 20 car. And around goes Logano.
Joey was 18th. He was on the lead lap. Jimmy was a lap down.
Outside.
He just...
Inside. Clear.
Good thing they're teammates. That might be I'm sorry, buddy. I'll let you go here.
Don't think so. Boy, Kyle just saws at the wheel to stay alongside Hamlin into the corner.
There comes Martin Truex Jr. in the 56. While those two teammates have been going at it, sitting up there in the 3rd spot.
Was jumping up and down about. Watch that. Look, 4 wide right there.
Ambrose and Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch just pile drived his way right through the middle of that. Right there. All of them just wadded up.
Gordon in the middle, 3 wide, nowhere to go. Kyle Busch is a rocket. Nobody is running the outside.
Oh, there they go. There
Gordon
they go.
Slam. Menard. Mark Martin. It's a crash fest in the backstretch.
They couldn't keep doing that, Mike. They just couldn't. Well, it almost is like Matt saw that he had some room to move over toward Jeff Gordon, but he didn't take into consideration they were 3 wide behind him.
See Tony Stewart near the top of the screen? Right behind Boyer. Watch him scoot through here. Casey Kane on the inside. Slams on the brakes to miss Gordon. And Kane gets through.
Watch Jeff Gordon's car as he goes down and hits driver's side down here on the inside wall, and I don't think that's safe for barrier. That was a hard lick right there on that driver's side.
Burton got a great restart.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 got a terrible restart. He spun the tires.
Yeah, he didn't clean them up good enough. Got to be careful with that, and it's opened the door for Kyle there on the outside. He and his teammate side by side. Whoa, got the door closed on him there almost by the 16. Forced it through.
Kyle Busch wasting no time, wheeling it on the outside, trying to get back to the lead. Watch the 18.
Junior not going really helped him a lot. It gave him the momentum to get by Junior on the outside, and then it was on from there.
While everybody else fought for the bottom, Kyle just drove around them all.
He goes where they're not most of the time.
There goes Kyle Busch in the 18. You're riding with him right there on the outside of Burton down the backstretch. He wants this lead back.
The car is just so good.
Nobody's been hooked up on the outside tonight like Kyle Busch.
He's made a number of really nice passes up on the outside, and that's a big advantage he has right now, getting around something like that.
Fifth place Martin Truex had to come to pit road, had a tire going down, gave up fifth place, and on the 4-tire change missed a lug nut on the left front, so has to come back in. Matt?
Mikey had a loose wheel on the right front, but they're telling Martin that he's got a broken stud. They're bringing him back to pit road for repairs.
Championship caliber win right there, boys.
Kyle Busch off the 4th corner and three-peats the spring race at Richmond.
Very impressive.
Happy birthday.
Denny Hamlin
You're the unfair advantage.
across the line.